Hello everybody, welcome back to small Clair Obscur. We are gonna go check out this forgotten battlefield and get one more step closer to the Paintress. And something about a monolith or something? Or is that talking about the Paintress? Paintress's monolith thing. Right. Let's go.
You'll get used to them. We're going to see a lot more.
If we hurry, we can cross before nightfall.
Wait. Could we bury Gustav?
Bit late for that.
I wish we could, but protocol is to keep moving. Gustav would understand.
We can look for a suitable place along the way, yeah? We'll find a nice spot.
Actually, there is a place. Past the quarry, out of sight of the Paintress. A tranquil haven, protected by magnificent trees. I think you'll approve.
Lead the way.
So it's covered in Dark Souls boss.
Let me show you something.
Okay. I was gonna say as well, gradient encounter. Some means cast gradient attacks. Gradient attacks are powerful and can only be defended with a gradient counter.
Please survive!
Press RT. Oh, for fuck's sake. So now we've got a parry, a jump, and a gradient. Press RT to perform a gradient. So when it goes all black and white. Okay, cool. That's annoying.
Any other tricks we should know?
One thing at a time.
Of course, more mechanics to mess me up. Yeah, I was also gonna say, what's up with versus like scar across his eye? Because that old man with the cane has a scar across like his other eye, but his eye's like actually messed up. Also, he's got like this weird glove as well going on. Yeah, also I was expecting this to just be filled with expeditioner bodies. This is called the battlefield. And I did also say we should bury Gustav. I'm surprised they've only mentioned this now. I mean, I guess I could see why this place might make you think about that though. Okay, another counter mechanic. Sure that's not going to mess me up. I mean, that is a lot of ships. The previous expeditions have like a fleet of ships. So I'm pretty sure we just had one ship, right? So is every single one of these ships an expedition? So that's the case, there's like 20 expeditions here. Which is kind of crazy. It's quite inland. I can't get the map up. But it's quite inland, and it's quite close to the monolith thing. 46. Keep down agility. I'm gonna do some skills, but I'm gonna wait until to unlock this one, because then I can get this one for a seal. Jesus Christ. They really send this many people? I mean, so there's been 70 other expeditions. How many people per expedition? I mean, even... So our expedition only had, what? Less than a dozen people on it? But maybe our expedition was just a lot smaller than previous ones?
These are all expeditions?
A single Nevron took out most of them.
Is it still around?
I've only seen it once, many years ago, so most likely not.
Great, that's reassuring. This is like thousands. And if there's only 70, 76, 77 expeditions before this, like... There'd have to be hundreds of people per expedition minimum. I mean, this is a sea of bodies. Some new boys. And these guys, such Dark Souls enemies, holy shit. Are their weak points blocked by the helmets? Is there not? Let's see. Why did that do 2000? That's power buff.
No time to lose.
Let's spill some ink.
Okay, I need to change the offensive thing. Oh right, yeah. Yeah, I haven't got my fucking taunt skill now. Easy. I guess we'll spark one up. Spark one up. That's what we'll go.
Flames on me.
So that burn should kill him. Okay, and thermal transfer.
Let us stain them.
Mayhem.
Please survive.
My turn.
This guy's dead.
A storm is coming.
Oh. When applying Charlotte's Church is increased by 2. Another thing for seeing. Okay, another one for my own. Kind of like all these right now. That's just better on Versa just to level up. What costs 10 luminous though, jeez. Okay. I'm just gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna run back to the flag and put skill. Oh wait, I don't need to run back to the flag. Okay. Good. And where does this go? Oh, yeah, it's hers. What did I even have on hers? Was it Harvest? It was Harvest, but I don't even need Harvest because I got the weapon that heals her anyway. Yeah, all of these a bit. I guess we can put that there. Fine. Fine. Oh shit. Like an actual castle thing over there. Okay, there's gonna be a lot of fights in this one.
Let's carve a path.
So, they're all weak. All weak to light. Am I missing something with this guy's helmet? I feel like I am. It's just thermal transfer. Hopefully this will give her another.
Let the ink flow.
Let's kill this other guy.
Prepare to meet your
And that is really such overkill every time. Okay. Not too bad.
Watch out,
What's this
my elf.
guy's? Okay. Just a couple little slaps. Wow, that did 20 damage to my health. Crazy. Oh, let's just slap this guy. Okay, that guy's very weak. Oh. And weapon upgrade.
Good stuff.
Okay, I'm getting quite a lot of stuff immediately. Let's not jump down there just yet. Okay, there's a way though. Right. So I'll look over here though.
My turn.
Okay, you know what, let's just kill these guys. Get into power bit. Easy. Slap this guy. Solidifying. Is that... how expensive is that? 10. Okay. Yeah. Lots of loot around this place.
Interesting.
I feel like we're getting close to the end, but I don't know how much more is left. It's been like 20 plus hours, so it's a pretty decently long game.
My turn.
So I have went and tried to find all the little secrets and stuff. Okay, let's just kill him again. Speed burst.
Chroma's flowing.
And the upgrades on the weapon.
Brace yourselves.
Really did. Okay, I guess I parried,
Let's carve a path.
so I couldn't do the other one. Seriously, dude. Kind of annoying, but fine. There's a flag up there. Okay, fine, let's go this other direction. Oh. Oh, it's a psychopath. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Guess everybody's been fighting around these parts. Everybody's been fighting around these parts. It's an absolute bloody massacre.
An advantage.
Bless it. Oh, another energizing start. Okay, I've got to put that on someone. I think put it on her. And get a breaking shot. It's only one. Lumina. Although I put it on. She's got this quick because of the crit rate. Yeah, 20 Lumina for that. Breaking shot. Just put that on, sure. Something I wanted to put on her. This one? I don't know. I think I need to put some more Lumina points in my. She seems pretty vital to the team, honestly. Do we just kill him? I think so.
I'm ready.
Kind of a shame I don't have like a good damage immediately on my L. I could just like stab them and hit them. They're such low health. I just missed them. Shoot this guy. Oh man, serious overkill. Make sure he actually dies. That's a big shiny boy. Actual loot hiding. Yep.
Well, that will help.
Okay, sure. Door open? Oh. Okay. Okay, had to try. Maybe that's like a shortcut or something. Have I checked over here? No. I'm curious what's been happening around these parts exactly. Maybe a few expeditions have actually gotten to this bit and then this is where they've met the real resistance. Instead of just those like random Neveron creatures, like they're just, maybe they're like failed paintings and these guys are the real, bit more of the real deal. Perhaps. Let's do the same. Just step up. For fuck's sake. Okay, Thunderfall maybe? I don't think Thunderfall's gonna work, but try it. Let's kill that other guy.
Strike!
Nice, okay. Okay, it's nice to just be able to like one-shot these guys. And shoot on these big boys. Just to save time. And this is like an actual trench. More talk about boys. I like these weird castle bits as well. Look a bit different. Oh no. Okay. Okay. I didn't really compute that these guys have hammers. Oh, you can just die.
On guard.
A storm is coming.
Okay. Sweet.
Nice.
Some alumina bits. That was useful though. Oh, they got hands in their backpacks. Didn't even notice that either. That's a bit weird.
You're outmatched.
It's very nice that they're weak to light. Was that enough? Seems like Thunderfall does the job, so. Animation's a bit longer.
Nice.
And the recoat. I think I got loads of these recoats now, so I should probably just
Good stuff.
should probably just use I should probably just respec.
Yeah.
Now without thinking about it too much if I want to. Okay, sure. Fine. Nothing. Nothing. Let's have a quick look at Mail's thing. Maybe she has a better. I think this combustion one's a bit shit. I'm not rating it all that much. Oh yeah, this is the destroys all target shields. None of them are all that good actually. Like this could be good with the whole like parry burn thing. But the fights need to actually like last more than a couple turns for it to be useful. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm one-shotting these guys anyway, so doesn't really matter.
Let's spill some ink.
I like it. I like this. It's just carry. Oh, shit! It's 5. Okay, which mayhem. I mean, one blast of mayhem kills him pretty quickly. Okay, just
What have we here?
recover 15 health on killing an enemy. Okay, well, not terrible. Could be good if it's cheap. Longer shell. Solidifying, that's 10 as well. Can I get rid of them? I could get rid of SOS shell, I suppose. Yeah, I'll replace the stunned boost one. What was the other one? Or is it actually worth Placing 116, 62 speed. Well, this is just health and defense, so let's replace that. Blind, longer shell. Swap it for the moment. This must be a better one for him though. I want speed on this guy really, don't we? Defense and speed. Is there any speed and crit? I mean that's... the damage is double, really not worth it. Oh, that's speed and crit. Oh, okay, there you go. I'll take that. Okay. Was that it? Just some random gubbins. Just to pick this, okay. Yeah, I mean this seems like a lot of bodies. Seems like too many. Really? I kind of hope that they actually have an explanation for why there's just like such a stupid amount of bodies here. Because I thought the expeditions were like kind of small. It was like 10 to 20 people going on an expedition, if that. And you know, if there was like average 10 people per expedition, you're only going to have 700. 700, not even 700 actually. Because it's 33, right? So it's actually 67 expeditions. Right, am I mathing that right? It's another late night recording, so my brain might not be 100%. 67, 33. 3 is 3 to 67, 70, 30, 33. So if there's only been around 700 people on expeditions, if there's 10 or so people per expedition. So yeah, I would like to know why there's so many bodies, not to mention all the other bodies we found along the way. Like, we've seen like thousands and thousands of bodies at this point. And you gotta remember as well, like, it's not enough that, like, unless we've been breeding like rabbits, you know, and we've been sending people off like crazy, but then it seems like Lumiere doesn't really have all that many citizens in the first place. You know, so it's not, I don't know, it's not adding up to me. I don't want to rag it too hard, but hopefully you see my point. I think we're going to stop the agility. Let's just do a bit more might. Bit more might. Yeah, I'm gonna get our defense to like 40-50. Should we rest? I suppose so. Because also, if we have been sending this many people, you'd think that the population would be pretty ravaged, you know? So the more people you send off to an expedition, the less people you have to make babies, right? To make more people. So yeah, it's one of these weird gooey monsters. But then it seems like, at least for our expedition, they only send people that are like about to be gamaged, or like next year they'll be gamaged. But then saying that year 100 or expedition 0, they're not sending 100-year-olds, are they? So, or 99-year-olds. So, and I mean even expedition 50 or something, they're not sending just 49-year-olds, I'd assume. So maybe near the start, like the first 20 or so expeditions, it was like a what do you call it when the army, like an enlisting thing? No, that's not the right word. When there's a war and there's like, they try and get people in the army. What's the word for that? I forgot what the correct word is, but hopefully you know what I mean. There's like a big recruitment type thing. So maybe the first few, or the first dozen or couple of dozen, we're sending like hundreds of people with like dozens of ships or something. Sorry. Just cut these guys. But then also...
Let the ink flow.
What was that guy? I didn't die. But then also, I mean, you'd think logically... Yeah, I don't know. You'd think the first few expeditions would be like scouting expeditions, right? Sort of like testing the waters. You wouldn't like have an unknown enemy and then just send hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of people into unknown, and just into the unknown. Yeah, that's like going into space, or like trying to cross the seas in the 1800s or 1700s, no, way before that, in the like 1400s or whatever, you know, before the Americas and all that were discovered. Like just sending thousands of people across the sea to hopefully find something, like wouldn't really be the case. Is that the boy? That is not the boy. Hello? You may leave. I'm no interest in speaking with you. I've no interest in speaking with you. Okay. Thanks, lady. Damn, dude. For free. Big hairy boy. Literal, whoa, Bigfoot. Well, these guys don't look fun. Those guys look like they're gonna be a pain. Got another upgrade. Do a bit more agility. Why not? I think we need a bit more agility in Mael as well. One of these. It's a bit delayed. I will deal with you later.
On guard.
Yeah, on guard. We're actually gonna one-shot this guy. Oh yeah, of course we are. Who
The
knows?
storm is
Fucking
coming.
nuts. It's mayhem. Man, mayhem is like such a crazy ability, especially with the weapon we've got. Okay.
An advantage.
You're cornered. Oh yeah, see, like, some of them have a space that they go to. Okay.
Oh well.
What am I doing?
Ready to strike.
Okay. Tap him a few times.
No time to lose.
Okay. Just gonna annihilate him straight away. Okay. We are gonna annihilate him straight away. Oh, there's like glowy things to split as well.
Great.
Chroma, yeah. I mean, there's fucking cannons and shit, like... And you're like, what is going on here? But the cannon's facing this way as well, which is interesting. So that just... I mean... There's like a mortar thing, and that's facing that way. I guess they were just aiming at stuff and shooting. There's loads of these big guys around, so... Guess it's just kind of a scramble. Okay, let's try going the other one. Huh? Oh, there's a guy up there. Oh, sure.
Yeah. Last ditch effort. You need it.
Let's spill some ink.
Don't worry about it. When there's two of them, I really don't need to think about it all that much. Just a guy chilling up there. Okay. Was that it over here?
Good stuff.
Good stuff. Is that it? Big old crater thing?
Yeah.
Was it mainly just for that tank guy? Seems like it. Yep. I mean, this place is kind of looking like a quarry as well. These like cut stones and stuff. And kind of quarry-esque. Oh, okay, a journal. I actually
Nice.
get a little something. Man, these are some deep trenches. Oh, those guys look cool. Are these guys in a cage? Or it's like a trap? Yeah, it's a trap. I mean, there's like every single type of enemy in this place. Okay, let's hear it.
Emily, Expedition Wolf 41. My bag's getting weighed down from all my kills. Maybe I need to pick smaller trophies. Estelle bagged 7 of those armoured nevs. So I've got to get at least 8 in this next batch if I'm going to beat her. Leah showed me how to double up my weapon pictos. Might not be stable, but the bang's going to be worth it. The paintbrus might be out of our reach, but her minions aren't. And if I die, I'm going to make sure I die big. Like Xavier says, subtlety is not our game. We only live till 40. So let's go make some friends.
Because this is Expedition 41. Okay. Yes. Very British as well. The paintress. Water. Very nice. There's some very British voice acting in this game. Just funny because it's a French game with some extremely British voice acting. I'm down for. Just an interesting mix. But I still stand like it would be nice to have some French accents. You know, I'm a bit disappointed that there aren't French accents. But alas, well, that would have been kind of cool. Like, isn't there any French voice actors that also speak English? I mean, I don't think there's many French people that don't speak English, unless they're probably like elderly and they just never. I don't know. I feel like most French people are taught English, right? Be surprised. So, like, even if the English is a little bit funky, a little bit broken, kind of would prefer some French voice acting with a French accent.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I did see that in one of the like Steam posts for the game. They had like behind the scenes for the voice acting and stuff for the game, for the English voice acting, and like there was a lot of big names in gaming VA, you know, some like Baldur's Gate 3 voice actors and stuff like that. And I don't know, I feel like it's kind of a shame to use big name voice actors instead of getting some like French voice actors. You know, that maybe a bit less known. Let's just stop. Yeah, I don't know, I just feel like it's a bit... I don't like when things try and use like big names. I mean, I get it, they're like good voice actors and everything, but I don't know, yeah, like using big names to try and get people to play the game or be into the game, whatever. Yeah, it's like Hollywood movies or something. It's like a lot of people will watch the movie simply because that famous actor's in the movie, you know? Rather than it just being a good movie. Kind of vibe.
Great.
Although it is pretty rare to have like
Okay.
actual English voice acting in a game. Okay. Oh shit. Oh, it's chromatic. Fuck, I did not. Oh, you actual bellend. His fucking thing made me miss my shot. Yes.
Prepare.
Wow, that's not good. I healed it.
Brace yourselves.
Oh shit, I'm burning. Oh shit, I'm burning.
Okay. Take cover. Ready to parry.
The fucking camera angle, what the fuck? What the fuck was that camera angle? That was some jank.
Reborn once more.
Are you serious? Are you serious? Let's power up. Just tried. He's not burning. Okay. Okay, the gauge minute.
My sword is death. Ready to
alright.
parry.
Oh, that's another.
Okay.
Oh. Okay, I just like rolled my eyes and didn't realise he was attacking again.
Well.
Okay. See, now every fight has been too easy and it's made me... It's made my skills... this is why I like fighting hard enemies, you know what I mean? So it keeps my skills sharp.
Here's your card.
And as soon as you're against easy enemies...
Take your shot. Take your shot.
Take your shot. Time to take risks.
Oh god, we're burning stuff. Gonna have to heal. Just spectral sweep, I guess. It's not great, but gonna have to heal.
Good.
Guess I didn't heal enough. Can I do anything about that, or is it just... That's just that. Twilight Slash. There we go.
Try me.
Okay.
Ready.
I don't really get why the damage is like capped. I'm gonna need to do 999 damage. That was... Why? I think it matters too much. High dark damage. I can break it.
Lady Luck smiled today.
It's dead. +1 AP on successful parry. Another Pictos for a mile. The highest damage 9999. Like, why can I not go over 10,000? 5-color Lumina. Oh, and a new one for Seal. Let's have a look, see. Can heal that. Oh yeah, we got that one as well. Can consume 1 moon charge on turn start to recover 20% of each ally's health. Oh. Base attack gives 1 moon skills give 1 more charge. Okay, so it becomes a healer. Killing an enemy with a foretell applies its foretell to another random enemy. That's quite nice. Apply mark on consuming foretell, 20% increased dark damage with skills. Not too bad. That's pretty nice. I mean, I do like recovering health. I mean, I should probably put more points into her defense and maybe a bit into vitality as well, just to make that a bit more usable so she doesn't get like one shot. Yeah, I still think that's the best so far. Like, that's good if I'm fighting multiple enemies, but usually I'm not with her, so... I haven't really got a good weapon for her yet, which is kind of a shame. Okay, and we can put this... can replace this. Probably more defense is better than more health. Alright. I mean, I've got 240 defense and 92 defense is quite a lot. Boom. What? I wasn't paying attention to what the thing was called. Auto shell. Yeah. Okay. Cool. God, I could use the light right now. It's pretty dark. Pretty dark. Somebody put a light on. For God's sake. Can't see shite. Okay. Kind of sad that the journal didn't give us some more juicy lore. It's just kind of, yeah, I've killed loads of them, and my friends killed a bunch as well, so I gotta kill more, and I'm proper British like innit, and I just love killing, and I got loads of trophies of Neverons because I'm just such a killer.
Nice.
Granting healing tints also apply powerful. Who cares? Literally no one. Okay, I guess that's it. Like, but there's thousands and thousands of bodies at this place, and not only are there thousands of bodies, but there's bodies of all different types, all different Neverons. There's the Psychopath boys, there's all these strange guys that we haven't even seen before. And the only bit of lore we get is that I killed loads of Neverons. Can't lie. I mean, no, just... Alright, see you later, lady.
Looks like we passed the danger zone.
And no sign of your special Neveron.
Oh, I guess we're lucky.
Please. Please don't jinx. Why would you say such a thing? Why would you say we're past the danger zone? Oh, hide loot from me. Oh wait, what? Was that a thing? That was a thing. Oh, hello. Hello.
Well, that will help.
Another chrome elixir. I mean, it's nice that we're getting a bunch of chrome elixir, but we've got so many, like, they're not useful anymore, and the fact that the flags are so close together as well. Like, I really don't need that. That looks like a fucking weird Dark Souls helmet. Like a weird Bloodborne helmet. Look at that. Look at that. Quick look in here. Okay. Alright. Let's see this juicy lore. How this lady got slammed in the head with a trumpet. I mean, there's a fucking trebuchet. Like, are you telling me that they put a trebuchet on a boat and brought it here and then set it up here? Because there's no way they came here and like forged this or some shit, you know? Unless it's because of like Pictos or something. And there's another trebuchet. And also I thought like every other expedition hasn't... None of them has returned, right? So we haven't gotten any data back. So I don't understand how they would have the knowledge to be like, yes, we should bring cannons and trebuchets and we should bring siege equipment. Like what would make you think that you should bring siege equipment? Well, let's see what this has got to say.
Expedition 57, Carla. These siege engines seemed much more powerful in Lumiere. But on this battlefield, next to all these broken bodies, staring at the true size of the monolith, I feel despair. I dare not show my true feelings. As commander, I cannot yield to fear, but I can't help but wonder, is pressing forward the correct course of action? Our lives are forfeit anyway, but is there perhaps a better way to spend such precious coin?
You don't sound much of a commander, if I'm honest. Alright, maybe instead of asking questions, you should make decisions as commander. Alright, so they did. So they made those siege engines They made the trebuchets and I guess the mortars and the cannons. I mean, it makes it sound more like she's specifically talking about the trebuchets. So they made the trebuchets back at Lumiere. Tested them out, I guess. Considering she says seemed much more powerful than Lumiere. And then we're like, yeah, these are good, we'll bring these. I don't understand. How does that make any sense? And how are they all the way out here? Like, are you telling me they... Because also they're not like... They weren't wheeled here, or like moved here. I'm pretty sure trebuchets were built on like platforms that then could be moved, right? Maybe not. Maybe they were built like, I mean, because usually you'd be sieging a castle traditionally with a trebuchet, so you'd have a fixed point, so you just build them where, you know, outside the castle that you were sieging. But if you had to bring it closer, then it should be on some sort of way to transport it, right? Probably depends on what type of trebuchet or how big it is or whatever. It's been a long time since I've been into my medieval history stuff. But like the only way, like it just doesn't make any fucking sense. I guess these things, so these things were, I assume, broken down into like their individual parts, right? Put into these big wagons. Somehow they made it past, somehow it was brought through these trenches, which, I don't know about that. They're pretty thin actually. Okay, they probably could squeeze through here, I guess. Be a bit of a fucking squeeze though. They brought it from here, dragged it all the way down, all the way across here. Dumped the carriage things here. Took out all the shit, made these trebuchets here, of all places. Like, why would they put the trebuchets here? It's not even in line of sight of anything. You can't even see them on Life. What's the point? Like, what are these supposed to be aiming at? Who fucking knows, dude? I need to stop overanalyzing. It just doesn't make sense. It's like, I do kind of find it annoying when games do this, where it's like, oh, cool set piece, but then when you think about what you're actually looking at, it's like, but this doesn't make any sense. Why would they set it up here? Why, I mean, in the first place, why would they bring trebuchets? They were cannons, for fuck's sake. How in the world is a trebuchet better than a cannon? Even with magic. How is a trebuchet better than a cannon? Like, not to mention a cannon is just like a little thing like that, and it's on wheels, and you just bring it with you. But this is like a giant fucking, it just doesn't, and you've got mortars, like they've got mortars. Not just cannon, it's mortars. Yeah. Yeah, boy. Yo, boy. Like, there's a reason they stopped using trebuchets when cannons and mortars were invented. I mean, they probably still use like extremely large trebuchets because they're probably a longer range than early mortars and things, but I'm not talking about, you know, medieval times here. Crossing the damn sea was hard, but oof, didn't expect to find a war zone bring with Nevrons. Indeed. Oh, your shiz. Apply inverted on self for 3 turns on Battlestar. 50% increased damage while inverted. What does that mean? What does inverted mean? Healing skills, I'm never going to use this, but buy it just for collection's sake. And I run out of money, so I'm just going to buy stock out. Don't need the chroma crystals, we're fine. So you're up. America.
Here we go.
This feels kind of bad. I'm just gonna destroy a child. Just end his dreams. Just gonna absolutely annihilate him.
Your fate is sealed.
Ah, tous les comme Willow, fausse équipe.
I do not want to part with my secret stash, but you jeweled me good. Have a look-sees. Obscur. Oh, that looks cool.
Un café.
That's the name of the game. Okay, that actually looks like a cool outfit. Let's have a look. Oh shit, what the fuck, dude? What is that? What is that? Some of these outfits are just the dumbest shit ever. I mean, that is really cool. That looks very, just have a look at this.
Ou la fausse nabelle.
Kind of looks similar to his getup.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna keep it her in the usual stuff. If it feels appropriate, I'll upgrade to that cosmetic because that's definitely cool.
Oh, ni. Oh, putain.
Good luck on your trip. Cool, thanks. Man, yeah, this is just very bizarre. Like, we didn't get to hear about why she's got a trumpet on her head. That's what I'm most curious about. Who cares about why they brought trebuchets to this island? To fight a magical, dangerous god who vaporizes their people every year. And why they thought that would just do anything, but why has she got a trumpet on her head? This is one of Clair Obscur's greatest mysteries right here. I hope there's like a God, memory. The guy who does Dark Souls lore videos. I hope there's like a video on that. That type of there's a video essay. Detailed video essay on why she's got a trumpet on her head. And that's actually not a trumpet. You buffoon. It's actually a 14th century French brass instrument. Okay, I've got some levels. I'm just gonna keep doing a bit of might. And I'm gonna upgrade our defense a bit. Okay. Yeah, I mean this whole... Oh, okay. I'll shut up.
Hey. You holding up? We're almost there.
Holding up. Everywhere we go, just death. Death and more death. Everywhere we go, just death. I don't want to see that anymore.
Look, my
I
Elliot.
thought you would understand. You said you spent your immortality burying the people around you. Doesn't any of this bother you?
What? This is why we don't have children on the
And
expedition.
you. Gustav's dead. How can you keep going like nothing happened?
We need to continue.
Why do you...
Mael. You know what we must do. When one falls, come on.
Oh, that's the word conscripted. Just remember. Man, I hate Miles' fucking whining and complaining. There's death everywhere. Yeah, of course there's death everywhere, you fucking idiots. What are you talking about? Oh no, another Dark Souls boss. Oh shit. Oh. I was about to be prepared for a fight. Pepperoni. Really?
Are you hurt?
I'm fine. Thanks.
Ready?
Okay. Realistic. Yeah, honestly, like, Miles complaining really is annoying me. Like, it was established at the very start that you are going here to die. And every single expedition before you has died. You know what I mean? Not a single person has returned. And you're like, oh, there's death everywhere, death, death. And it's like, what? Of course there is. God, this is why you don't bring a fucking 16-year-old into a literal, like, hell war zone. Oh, God. And it's not like... There's also what I was going to say. It's not like you were, like, I don't know, in, like, World War I and World War II, or even, like, Vietnam or something like that, where they conscripted people and they made it sound a lot better than it would actually be. You know what I mean? Although they gave people the sense like it was, they weren't going to see a bunch of horrors and watch people die and, you know, see things that no human really should ever see, you know? But in this, it is, like, well established that, like, or at least it seems like it's well understood by everyone that going on these expeditions is it's a suicide mission. You die when you go on it, and the reason is because you are literally going to die next year anyway. So you go on the expedition so you can actually do something in the last year of your life before you go march, right? So Mile choosing to come with us when she's 16, I think she's 16, is she 16? 16, 17, 18, whatever, when she's a teenager, and like giving up like 6, 7, 8 years of her life or whatever. Like, I got no sympathy. I got no sympathy. You joined a suicide mission. I don't know what you're expecting. I mean, this is a bit much though. To be fair though, you are in a river of blood with thousands of bodies all over it. Also, once again, like, this is just so incredibly Dark Souls. We just fell down into an underground place that has like a river of blood going through it, or it's just a massive pool of blood with thousands of corpses everywhere. Like, and then in the middle of all that, you have to fight a boss that looks fucking crazy, has got a giant sword, is wearing armor. Like, can you get more Dark Souls Elden Ring? Come on. I hope that they're like, the devs have actually said that it's inspired by Dark Souls, Elden Ring, Berserk, whatever. Because it is so, yeah, this is so very much like that. Oh, shit. Okay, not a huge amount of damage. I don't know. I mean, it's not as if this is like Dark Souls, etc. is the only game that's ever done this, or the only bit of media that's ever done something like this. But it's still like the fact that it's like a boss fight in the middle of this is very Dark Souls. No, like that. That is the epitome of Dark Souls. You fall into a terrifying scene and then have to fight some terrible enemy that seems that you like. It seems like you've got no chance against. But that is the epitome of Dark Souls. Yeah. Also, like, I don't understand Miles' thing of being like, how can you're immortal and you don't like burying people? How do you not understand this? And it's like, because he's fucking immortal and he's been through this for 60 plus years watching people die constantly. Like, what do you mean? Of course he's like, obviously he's not used to it, but like, he's lived with it. If he wasn't used to it to some degree, he would have just fucking killed himself, wouldn't he? Like, it's just so stupid.
Let's carve a path.
Alright, I'm gonna stop going out in aneurysm. Kill this guy.
Brace yourselves.
No, that was not. I tried doing the RT block. Mayhem is such an overpowered ability. I mean, he's dead. Such shit.
On me.
Jump then, prick. Okay, he's doing like 0 damage. It's on B. I think just speed burst. I mean, Jesus
Spill
Christ.
some ink.
That was more than half of his bar.
Get ready.
I was inverted. What does that do?
Brace yourselves.
Okay, I didn't know. Okay. Inverted is a status effect that prevents the character from being healed. Huh. If the character is healed while inverted, they take damage instead. Interesting. Okay. So actually I could put that on Mael, since she has the thing that she can't be healed anyway. So, one's due to die. Third stage. Third stage. Fucking anime shit. Cut him in half. Alright, anime finish. Very pog. I mean, that's pretty cool. Bit over the top. I do feel like me trying to fight that giant guy in the sea has kind of made what is supposed to be an epic boss fight seem like unbelievably trivial. Base attack has 1 extra hit. Oh, that's an interesting pick. Those okay.
Well, turns out this Neveron wasn't that strong, but you did well. You learn fast.
All this. This is what we're fighting for.
Once again, if one of your teammates need to be told that, they shouldn't be on the expedition. But if... am I wrong? Am I wrong? To be honest, I don't even get why Mael's on the expedition, just because she wanted to, and you're just allowed to volunteer, and they'll just let you go. And generally most people don't want to, so... more manpower the better, regardless of if they're ready for it or not. Or is it because she is also just like very strong? Rope. Okay. Just a nice cheeky blood pit. Nice corpse pit. Well, that's kind of gross. I mean, the way they are, it does definitely make it seem like they weren't dead when they were down here. The fact that they're all like reaching out and everything. It's not a corpse pile, they're like used together and all trying to like reach out. Pretty gross. I mean, did all these people get like gamoshed or something and they just all happen to be down here and they're all trying to clamber on top of each other and get out of here or something? Sucks for you that you didn't find the rope, idiots. Should have just looked around, there's a rope right here. Fools. See, like, of all of those corpses, are they all expedition members? I'd assume so, right? I'd assume any human beings on this island are all expedition members. Nice. You'd have to assume that, right? So far, that we haven't found a single human being that hasn't been from an expedition or from Lumiere. And also, as much as I'm... Man, sorry, just... Like, see, they've also got these, like, giant cannons. But yet they also brought trebuchets. That's just so bizarre. Like, these are like mortar cannons, you know, like... Look at this thing. So that's gonna be far more powerful than a trebuchet. Anyway, I was gonna say, as much as I'm ragging on Mael, I do also feel like it's... Like, I don't understand why Yennefer and Seal are, like, don't understand that she is a teenager, and not only is she a teenager, but Gustav was like her adoptive father or something, was her guardian. Was like basically family to her. So it's a bit odd that like, I don't know, that they didn't have like, let her grieve for a bit, or like, that's what I was really expecting to have, like a scene at the campsite of like them burying Gustav. You know, and like have a whole like sad soppy thing of like them crying and being like, oh, and then having like each of them have like a little speech about Gustav, how he's like such a cool, great guy and everything, you know. And then they would all try and cheer Mael up and, you know, tell her like, this is what we're fighting for, we need to keep going to, so Gustav's sacrifice wasn't in vain, blah blah blah, you know, all that stuff. But like, they never had that either, which is bizarre. Like, I feel like, yeah, I don't know, Yennefer and Seal should have been a bit more considerate, perhaps, because also like, she is a powerful part of the team, and you're gonna put yourselves at risk if you have part of your team not fully functioning, not like at full efficiency type of thing, you know? So, yeah, I don't really understand why they wouldn't kind of be more caring to and also they keep saying like we must go on and everything like that, but like they've got a year, right, though, or maybe 6 months. I don't know how this whole Gamache thing is like, it doesn't quite make sense to me, but they have like 6 months, a year or something, because yeah, if they're 30, I'm sorry, if they're 32 and everybody who's 33 got Gamached this year, next year they would be 33. You know what I mean? So I don't understand how that quite, what was it? Was it everybody that was 32 got Gamached and they're 31? See, but I just don't get it, because then now next year they'll be 32 as well. Like, however you look at it, they'll be the same age as the people that got Gamached last year, right? So I don't exactly understand how that works. And also, is it just like, I'm 33 now? Like, imagine if Gamache is on, you know, let's just say 1st of December, whatever, some random date, right? And your birthday is on the end of November, and you're like, oh fuck, now I've got Gamache. But then you have a friend and their birthday is on the 2nd of December. Do they get to live another year because they're not technically the age of the Gamache, you know? Like, is it just based off of that, or is it like, you know, it doesn't quite make sense to me, the whole thing. I don't know, maybe I'm a plebe and I'm stupid. But I mean, if you get it, please do let me know, because it's confusing. It's confusing me. Just keep on the defense. God, you have 14 recos now. Because yeah, it doesn't, like, I don't, like, at the very start of the game I kind of found that confusing, and I still find it confusing. Because yeah, everybody that was 33 got Gamached, well, 32, it doesn't really matter. But then, if they were 33 and you're 32, next year you'll be 33, but that year will be when the 32-year-olds die. So does that just include you and 32-year-olds? Is that how that works? Anybody of that age and above dies? Oh, we're back at the trebuchets. Alright, that was the bridge. Alright, we can grab a little. Let's just see if that lady has anything else to say now that we killed that knight. But yeah, the whole Gamache thing doesn't quite make sense. I'm gonna assume that it just kills you if you're over the age of whatever the number is. Alright. Oh. Okay, there we go. You're awake. Surprising. Have you sufficiently recovered? If so, then you can help. There's much left to do. Who are you? Help with what? I guess not. Pity. I'd hoped to return to more important matters. But instead I must occupy my time with this. What important matters? Vengeance. I will settle this conflict once and for all. I really don't have time for this. It's probably for the best that you don't get involved after what happened before. Go and play with your friends. I'll handle this. The woman has gone silent. Okay. Guess I won't be helping. Trying to like get a vibe. I mean, she's got long hair. She's got a dress on. That's all I can really make out, I suppose. Okay. No idea. No idea. Yeah, I don't... Oh, wait a minute. I mean, this archway looks very Lumieran. So there's this whole castle thing. Like the window. Did they somehow actually like build a proper fortification here and everything? I might as well rest. Hopefully these questions will be answered. Maybe not though. Is this where we came from? No. The lighting's nice. Sneaky loot.
Nice.
Right, tends also give 3 AP. Who cares? Are we heading to all the secret all hidden things? Just out way. The FPS is taking a bit of a hit though.
Is this the place?
Yeah. We can bury your friend under this tree, if that's okay with you.
I mean, what are they gonna bury exactly? Because I assume they're not gonna bury the hand, because that's like important. Right. Okay. And our boy's there. Chungus is there. Whoa.
couldn't wait for me, could you? I wish we could.
Rest easy, Gustav.
I'll finish what you started. The paintress, Renoir, they will pay.
No more dome. Just open skies.
I'll save them, Gustav. Emma, your apprentices, everyone.
You can leave it to us. You were always there for me.
I'll save them.
Say hi to Soph for me, yeah?
We could never tell if you were my brother or my father. But to me, you were both. Best brother and father I've ever had.
When one falls, we continue.
Thanks for being my family. See you in the next life.
Not to ruin a sweet moment, but I really don't think you want your father to be your brother. That's bad. I don't. Well, that exact scene is kind of what I was talking about, but I don't understand why they didn't do that sooner and why they had to wait to be at this place. I get like why the writers or whatever decided to wait for this place, because this guy could go to his grave and actually got the numbers on there. 46 0. Because then you get the extra lore bit of like this guy's also got somebody buried here and he's visiting their grave. But in terms of what did her foot just like snapping off? But in terms of like realism, I don't really get why they would wait to find some random tree that this guy suggested they bury him at, and why they wouldn't just do it after he died, you know what I mean? Like, just found a little place and just did it at camp or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there was the other like white tree place that we found. Obviously it's just for like a music disc or whatever, but like somewhere like that would have been more than sufficient. But yeah, that scene is kind of exactly what I was talking about. But I don't really understand why they waited until now. I feel like, well, could have really used the closure in the morning. You know, before we started fucking going off again. And now like, and then we just do it in the middle here, and now we don't even have like time to like sit with it for a bit. Like once again, not us, like the characters don't have time to sit with their feelings for a bit. Unlike when they're in camp, when like that's exactly what they're doing, they're like sitting with their feelings, you know. But now we've got it's like, okay, we buried him, our mourning is done, very big sad, carry on, next place, you know what I mean? I don't know, it just seems odd in terms of like, for their characters, in a more like realistic sense. But yeah, I get why they did it in terms of for like writing for the game, because then you get extra lore on this guy. I mean, very minimal lore on this guy, which really doesn't tell you much more about him, to be honest, other than he wasn't lying when he said he had to bury people. I guess. Find your way through Forgotten Battlefield. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. Okay, now we're back at camp.
For about 2 hours. Then there's a big lake. We shouldn't go there at all. We should make a right, and then it's gonna take a few hours, and then we make a stop. We get some rest and some food. And then from there, we head north to Monoko Station.
Why there?
To recruit my oldest friend. We'll need the extra firepower, because our next goal will be to take down the Paintress' heart.
Her heart?
Yes. You can't just stroll up to the Paintress. The chroma there is far too dense. It erases anyone who gets close. But if we destroy her heart, the barrier will fall.
Okay. So where is this heart? What does it look like?
What it looks like, that I don't know. But I do know that it's somewhere in the center of old Lumiere.
You found old Lumiere?
Yes.
So it's true. Before the fracture, our Lumiere was part of a larger city on the continent.
I've traveled with many expeditions. I was with the 58th when we found old Lumiere. But Renoir erased them before we could get further. And I don't know much more.
All right then. Let's go meet your friend at Monoko Station. And then, we'll take the Paintress's heart.
Okay. I mean, that's an interesting bit of lore that he has, actually. That's why he says he keeps watching people die, and like the whole, he doesn't make friends with expeditioners, because he's travelled with many expeditions before, and obviously watched them all die, so... I was gonna say, why didn't he join us at the start? Like, yeah, why didn't he join us at the start? If not at the start, at the beach when we got attacked by the old man. Was it Renoir? I'm gonna call Renoir the old man. Just sounds much easier. Yeah, why didn't he join us or try to defend us when we landed and like 90% of our expedition got massacred? And, you know, maybe he just wasn't quick enough or something. But then why didn't he join us afterwards? Like maybe he's not as powerful as the old man, so he had a harder time finding us or something. I don't know. I was thinking maybe after a while he kind of gave up helping expeditions, and he was like kind of torn between trying to help this expedition, and that's why he got to us so late. But yeah, I mean, we could have used his help quite a while ago. So yeah, I'm kind of curious why he took so long to help. If there's ever going to be a thorough and actual explanation for that. I mean, my guess is that either he just didn't know and he doesn't have like the powers of the old man, or it seems like the older guy can just know where we are. Like, he's got much stronger powers. I mean, he just instantly decapitates people and shoots people, and like can imprison them in like some weird force barrier and shit. So and this guy just seems like a normal expedition member, but he's immortal, pretty much. So yeah, yeah. So either he wasn't powerful enough, he wasn't quick enough, Or he was like torn between helping us, and so that's why he took a while to finally be like, no, actually I'm gonna help these guys. Yeah, I'm curious though. Okay, we found another gestural lad. Wow, they are very small. Can I use you as a football? As a volleyball? Okay.
Avemibo.
You found some of my
Aromo
kids.
Tasusuki
Thank
Vigo.
you. Great, yeah. I guess we're gonna get gestural here for everyone. Okay, sure. Well, that battlefield section was shorter than I was expecting, although I guess it was just kind of like a midway point type thing. I do feel like I missed some things. Maybe I didn't, but it felt suspiciously short. So I feel like I missed like a section of it or something like that. Maybe missed some extra bits of loot. Let's see what new music we got. Alain's Glasshouse. Okay, well, let's talk to everyone, see what everyone's got to say.
How far up the mountain is Minoko Station? Will we see snow?
Not too high, but yeah. There's usually snow.
Fantastic.
Oh, right. There's no snow in Lumiere.
No, only in books and paintings. It's almost as mythical as Gestrels.
And just as fun. And sometimes just as deadly.
Oh. Really? My husband was obsessed with the idea of snow. I can't wait to see some.
That you will.
Oh, do you want to spend time with you? I'm gonna guess that we can only spend time with one person, right? So no.
Your oldest friend is a Gestrel.
Yes. We've been friends for as long as I can remember.
That's pretty cool.
Gustav would have loved that.
Why? Because he liked Gestrels.
Because he liked the idea of friendships that could last decades. We don't get to enjoy such long friendships in Lumiere.
Yep. I wonder if there's like romance options. Well, I think we all know who I'm
How
gonna.
come Minoko lives so far from the other Gestrels?
I think we all know who I'm gonna be spending time with. Our boy, Chungus.
Minoko's a searcher. They travel the land looking for Gestrels who went missing after the fracture.
So Gestrels were a thing before this whole fracture thing as well. Was the Paintress a thing before the fracture? Like a searcher. Oh, the Gestrel we got in camp is also a searcher, right?
The lost Gestrels.
Yeah. That and he, pissed off Golgra.
Oh, but I can't spend time with
How
them.
come
Minoko...
the lost...
Yeah.
Okay. I'm guessing these two are like romance options then, potentially, something like that. But I think there's someone who's a lot more fun.
Sad.
That was sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were thinking of Julie.
Uh-huh. And also we get some sweet lore with this guy as well.
Well, not just her, but... Yeah.
Want a hug?
Oh, hell yeah. And he gives the best hugs.
Yeah, I do.
Nice. Do you want to spend time with this guy? I mean, we started this guy now, so I feel like, and I don't really give a fuck about the romance options. I'm not really all that into Lune or Seal. I can't even say Seal's. I can't even pronounce the name properly. So, although if I had to pick one, it'd probably be Lune anyway. But come on, SK. Look at this dude. How could you not want to spend time with this guy? Come on. Come on. It's the only right option.
She reminds me of someone.
Sorry, just gonna have a drink. No.
Who? Well.
Have I met her before?
Oh no. It was Seal, wasn't it? Because he said that can't swim.
Well, you also thought you knew CL.
Oh, but I do. Wait, don't I?
You're the one who says all humans seem the same to you. Sometimes I feel like you know everyone. You're the one who says all humans seem the same to you?
You're the one who says all humans seem the same to you.
Oh well, that's because you're all cousins. Same, but different.
I suppose in a way that's kind of true. But also... kind of weird.
Right, so, maybe it's that.
Yes. Ah, just like Verso is Verso's cousin. Mael is Mael's cousin. Yes, that's it. You're so very wise.
I mean, that doesn't make any sense to me. But, you know, that almost makes sense to me.
You know, that almost makes sense to me.
It's okay if you don't understand, Verso. You're still wise to me.
You're just a big ball of nonsense sometimes, aren't you?
That's why we're best friends.
This guy, he's so weird. He's so strange. Just one big mystery. I want to know what he is exactly, because they've referred to him as like a legendary creature. So is he a one-of-a-kind thing, or does he actually? Because you know the Gestrals are like a race of people or a race of things, constructs, entities, whatever, the Neverons, etc. Like, but he's just SK. That grows. Worship level increased. Could I get a sweet like SK mask? That would actually be sick. They talk a bit more nonsense before going back to the others. Okay, I'm guessing I can't spend time.
Not too high, but... oh, right.
No.
And just as...
Oh, my husband.
Oh. Oh no, I can. Oh. Okay, maybe I missed out spending time with the others last time? If I did, I feel like that's kind of fucked things a bit. But okay. Just in case it's between these two.
Your oldest friend is a Jack.
Yes.
Gustav.
Why?
Because we don't get to...
Oh, okay. Luna intercepts Verso as he walks by the fire.
Why are you
Interception.
allying yourself with us?
Not a lot of options out here, in case you hadn't noticed.
What about the previous expeditioners? Did you help them too? Yet they still failed.
Yeah, like what's this guy been doing when he hasn't been helping expeditions? Just gooning. just in a cave gooning. Like what was he doing? Just like fucking brewing beer or like making pickles or something? Like
That's a terrible way to ask questions. Do you always interrogate people like this?
I definitely didn't have an option to spend time with them though last time. I'm almost certain I didn't have the option to. I did talk to them.
Given the circumstances, I think we can skip the pleasantries, no?
Alliances are usually give and take, as are conversations. Trust goes both ways, no?
Alright then. As a gesture of good faith, I'll show you how to use Lumina.
No need. I got it.
Yeah, I mean, what?
Well, aren't you a quick study?
But what?
But I appreciate the gesture. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is incredibly awkward. This is why, if I had a choice, it would be SK. SK every time. You know, I think I'd have a better conversation with Seal as well, but I can't say her name properly, and... I mean, let's be real, Luna's hotter, so... But Jesus Christ.
Trust works both ways.
Very, very thrilling conversation. I feel like we already established that. Alright, as a gesture of good faith. Do I keep making it awkward? Let's actually try getting somewhere. Alright, as a gesture of good faith.
Right. As a gesture of good faith, I'll answer 3 questions. Choose wisely.
Only 3.
Yes, Lune. Did I fucking stutter?
Someone's a bit greedy.
3 questions with 3 follow-ups.
Fucking hell, yeah, this isn't like some sort of business arrangement or something. You know, we're not negotiating. This is a conversation. Alright, I'm choosing Seal. Fuck Lune, dude. Oh, God. Jesus.
You're really pushing this.
I think it's reasonable.
Are you gonna ask the fucking questions?
All right. Go for it.
Oh my god, okay. We don't even get to hear the questions, that's so dumb. Lune spends some time bombarding Versa with the questions. Versa remains evasive, which pisses Lune off, but also triggers her insatiable sense of curiosity. Lune is reluctantly intrigued, as is Versa. Ah, thrilling. I'm sure that... Yeah, I'm really sad that we missed out on that dialogue. That would have been really thrilling and interesting dialogue. When the interrogation is over, they go back to the others. Okay.
How far up
so-
the map?
Not too high. Oh, right.
No.
And just as...
Oh, my husband.
Okay, so we can spend time with everyone. Versa approaches Seal. Seal. Please, Versa, say her name. Please, so I can have a reminder. Versa approaches Seal, who seems open to talking.
You seem less stressed than the others.
Is that your conclusion? After your extensive observation of our team?
Okay, this is immediately an actual conversation.
Yes.
Yes.
There must be better uses of your time than analysing our stress levels.
Well, it's Important to understand your teammates.
True. So I feel like that's actually a pretty good use of your time, considering this is kind of like a military operation to assassinate a godlike entity. But you know, to each their own.
Says the mysterious stranger who has yet to share much about himself.
Then consider this my attempt to be less mysterious.
Oh, is that what this is?
I'll trade you a story for a story. I think, no, you're right, was a thing is bad to stay mysterious. I mean, I kind of want to say that, but I do want to hear. I want to know more about this guy, so. Man, I feel like they're kind of already hanging off there. I'll trade you a story for a story.
I'll trade you a story for a story. Quite fair, I think.
I do like this guy's voice acting.
Well, there are stories, and then there are stories.
See, there's already some tension going on here. A good kind of tension, not like tension with Lune. That's just awkward tension.
You first, then.
Something epic then, full of battle and danger, something unusual then, strange wonders and mysteries. I want to hear something unusual, so sure.
Something unusual then? Strange wonders and mysteries?
A bit impersonal, Not really how you get to know each other. I don't think that's worthy of a trade.
Fair enough. I don't think a battle would be any more personal than that, but...
No. Tell me something dark and melancholy and personal.
Alright. Fair.
Ooh, going straight for the heavy stuff, huh?
I saw my whole family die in front of my eyes. I watched as my father was decapitated and my mother was stabbed in the stomach 50 times. I was hiding in a closet. I watched as the blood seeped underneath the closet door and bathed my feet in their blood. Anyway, your turn.
If we're going to share, let's share.
Story for a story, right?
Very please, can they actually say a story, or is it just going to cut?
We'll see.
Oh, it's going to cut. Fuck you, I want to hear the story. Why would they cut that? I want to actually hear that I actually want to hear. That I'm actually interested in. Because then I might actually get to know Verso a bit more. Why would they cut there? Whatever. Verso and Sail, and he didn't even say a name. Is anyone ever going to say a name so I can get a reminder? Verso and Seal spend the next few minutes arguing whether Seal should also share. Yeah, I realise Seal is like pronouncing it wrong, but that's just how I'm going to say it. Like me calling Lune Yennefer, that's just what I'm going to call her. Right. Seal continues to tease Verso, who remains evasive. Verso and Seal's relationship grows a little bit. Okay, that was a much better conversation rather than somebody constantly asking questions and you constantly evading it. Ultimately leading to literally nothing. They head back to the others. Okay, well I built up my relationship with all of them now. Have no idea what that means. I assume maybe when we hit a certain relationship level we'll get a cosmetic or something like that, is my guess. And there's nothing else, is there? It's just this. Blah, blah. Okay. Check up on the others, right in the journal. On my elbow, won't she? Mel finds a spot where she can write. She spends some time writing in Gustav's journal to honour his memory. She gathers her courage and writes about Gustav's sacrifice. Oh, he laid the trail. She hopes Gustav's apprentice will read this journal someday. I don't know, I feel like he kind of died for like literally no reason, I'll be honest. Right? Like it's not as if he saved Mael, he just didn't want to leave didn't want to leave and run away. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like it's kind of like he just kind of killed himself, but also I do totally understand him not just running away from Mael, because that also would have been a kind of a bit weird, but he also did say that if you ever see the old man run away, and that he would run away. They kind of promised each other that they would run away. And like, if that old man was going to kill Mael, he would have just done it, right? He would have just decapitated or shot her through the head or whatever. But instead he captured her in like a force field thing, you know? So he wasn't going to kill her, because he would have done that straight away anyway. So once again, him staying around wasn't saving her life or anything. Well, obviously Gustav couldn't know that the guy was gonna swoop in out of nowhere and save the day and save Mael. So him running away would have been basically abandoning Mael. But he just kind of died. I get it was just, I kind of like it. I kind of don't. Because like, I get it was like he's like standing up. I don't know. Like not running away type of thing, even though he was against insurmountable odds. But he still just kind of died for no reason. And also I'm surprised that he didn't try and warn the others. Like even if he wasn't gonna go to them for and shout for backup, because I'd understand why he wouldn't want to do that, because then those two could have potentially died as well. But I'm surprised that he didn't tell them to run, you know what I mean? Like ran to the edge and been like, quick, get out of here, run away, type of thing, you know? Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised about that. Let's check up on the others. Mael quietly approaches Lune, wanting to apologise for her behaviour on the way to bury Gustav. Okay.
Hey.
Hey.
I didn't mean...
It's fine.
I just...
I miss him too.
So this is what I mean, I feel like Mael had zero time to grieve. And I keep saying oh, we gotta push on and everything, but why? You know, it seems like they've got quite a lot of time. They could have spent a day or two, or even a few days, you know, just camping and grieving and setting up making a grave and whatnot, you know.
It's hard.
The pain we feel every time we lose someone. I've tried many ways of dealing with it. Running from it, sitting with it, compartmentalizing it. But what I needed was to use it. To use everything.
What do you mean?
I feel everything. And I let it burn inside me. When I'm tired, when I feel hopeless, when I want to just let it all go. I use the pain. I use the fear, the shame, the guilt, the anger. I use it all to keep going. To make sure I continue.
Monet.
I can almost feel them beside me. Everyone we've lost. Walking with me. Especially when I use chroma. I feel their presence, their closeness. And they help me.
You feel Gustav.
I like that. That's nice.
Yeah. I do.
I'd like to feel him with me too.
See, I feel like Mal needed to hear this before we walk through the 1,000 corpse battlefield.
You have an affinity for chroma too. Try it.
Good voice acting.
How do you always know what to do?
You know, I do find it kind of annoying that the way they space out these like dialogue things when they just have like little moments of saying nothing. I feel like it makes the conversation flow a bit strangely. I wish it was a bit more, I don't know, they wouldn't have like single statements, single sentences, you know, and it'd flow a bit more.
I don't. Want to know a secret? I have no idea what I'm doing. And I don't think anyone else does either.
True, dude. Big true.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, that's how you seem like you know what you're doing, is when you finally realise that no one knows what they're doing. You know? That's how you unlock the secret of seeming to know what you're doing. Oh, is when you realise no one knows what they're doing. And that everybody's just going along and acting and, you know, making shit up as they go.
Don't tell anyone else I said that.
Yeah, big true though. Oh no shit, dude. Oh, and the people that give off the idea that they do know what they're doing the most are the biggest liars, in my opinion. The biggest manipulators, scammers, whatever, you know. Mal and Luna spend more time together in a moment that was special for both of them. See, like, why did that happen after we travelled through the battlefield and after we buried? Well, I get why we did it after we buried Gustav, but why did it take us walking through a battlefield filled with corpses to bury Gustav? I just feel like that's mental. After losing someone so close to you, like in the line of duty, as it were, and then to have to go through a battlefield where there are thousands of corpses that have died also in the line of duty, and you haven't had any time to grieve or even bury the person. It's just like, I don't know, that just seems absolutely mental to me. Well, we passed the graveyard. I'm gonna quickly spend these Lumina points and then we'll sleep and see what the next bit is up. What the next bit is that we're gonna do. And then I'll end the episode here, but I will pause the video and sort my Lumina points, and then we'll see what the next bit is. Okay, I've just dumped all my Luminas into my L. Okay. Check up on others? Is there something different, or is this going to be the same? Oh.
What are you working on?
Contingency plans. If we fail, Expedition 32 will need every bit of information we have.
Right, but how are you going to get it to them?
I asked the Gestrals for help.
Smart.
What are the stars whispering to you?
Actually, I'm the one whispering to them.
Oh?
It's something my dad and I used to do. When I was scared, or anxious, or even when I was happy, he'd say, share it with the stars. When it's hard to talk about things, the stars will understand.
I like that.
I talked to the stars a lot after he was gone.
I remember the night we first met at the Crooked Tower.
Right. After the gommage.
I was surprised to find you there. I thought I was the only one who knew about that room.
I had to get away from the harbour. And those damn petals everywhere. So I climbed up.
It wasn't logical. But part of me really believed my parents and their expedition had succeeded. That they'd stopped her. Then the pain just woke. And I knew they weren't coming home.
You know, it meant a lot to me. The comfort we shared that day. But you avoided me after. Why?
It wasn't personal. I cut a lot of people out of my life.
Okay, not personal.
That day, I knew my parents had failed. They were counting on me to finish their work. I couldn't afford distractions.
Friends are not distractions.
I know that now.
Wow. We're in the middle of nowhere with 1 year left to live. What better time to build friendships?
I could use some wine, though.
Making friends is thirsty work.
They do have a year to live. See, this is what I was saying earlier. Like, I don't understand why they're constantly having to rush and be like, "Oh, we need to get moving. We gotta do this, etc." Like, Bro, you've got an entire year. You know? I don't understand why... I really don't understand the rush. Also, to be honest, I really don't understand... The whole idea of the expeditions seem really dumb to me. Like, I don't understand why you would wait an entire year and then do this whole weird ritualistic yearly expedition thing with the Gamage thing. Because, like, I feel like 1 month you would send, like, a small boat that, like, sets up some sort of small camp on the main continent or whatever. And then you would have them come back and report in, right? Like, it just seems really, really dumb to have every expedition, its main goal is to kill the Paintress. Like, every single time they've sent anybody here, it's to kill the Paintress. Like, it doesn't seem like they've ever had an expedition where the only goal is to scout. The only goal is to set up a forward operating base. The only goal is, you know what I mean? To, like, find a path to the Paintress that doesn't involve killing loads of Neverons or something like that. Or if there even is a path to the Paintress, you know? Like, this is just not the way you would actually... It's just not the way you did it. It's just not the way you did it. You know, unless there's some sort of, like, weird conspiracy thing going on, and, like, the whole expedition is just an excuse for something else, or, you know what I mean? Because, yeah, if you were, like, an actual civilization type thing, or, you know, you're an actual large group of, you know, thousands of people, if not potentially tens of thousands, or hundreds of thousands of people, I do not understand why you would not treat this more like some sort of military operation where, like, intelligence is key, you know what I mean? Having, like, forward operating bases and stuff like that, having a supply chain, having all this stuff, like, yeah, I don't understand why your first expedition wouldn't be to set up a base on the continent that you can then set up a stable trade route, so then you can have, you know, food and weapons and fucking siege equipment, clothes, pick those, whatever, you know, whatever gubbins you need, and then you have a constant supply of people, of new expedition members, you know, and you basically have a military base on the continent, and then every couple of months or something, sure, you send out an expedition where its main goal is to get to the Paintress, you know. But it just seems really, really dumb to come to this island, everyone die, and then it's clearly obvious that you stand literally zero chance, and for some reason you carry on until your eventual demise. Like, I don't, like, why is there not some sort of protocol where it's like, okay, if 50% of your expedition members die, you retreat? Like, why is there not a retreat thing? You know, why does no one retreat? And, I mean, you could say, oh, maybe because they don't have the boat or something like that. But we've literally got this fucking guy who could bring us back to Lumiere. Why don't we go back to Lumiere? Once again, they said they've got a year to live. So why don't we go back to Lumiere with all the findings we've got? Like, I mean, the having the knowledge of the old man being there that can instantly kill people, is immortal, is apparently protecting the Paintress because he's immortal because of the Paintress. You know what I mean? Like, that there's this guy, whoever this guy is, that Gestrels actually exist. Like, the fact that in Lumiere they don't even know Gestrels exist, like they're some sort of, like, mythical fairy tale creature, it's bizarre. When it's like, we just go inland and it's like, oh, there's a Gestrel right there. No, they do exist. Okay, well, You know, it's like, how have Lumiere got 0 intelligence on this place? I just don't understand. And they've sent 60 plus expeditions to this place. I just do not get it. Like well, sorry to rag on the game, but like it's just, I'm really trying to put all the pieces together, and there's some major pieces that are just not fitting together, not making sense. And I'm trying to think of a way it does make sense, and I cannot think of a way to make it make sense. Like, once again, the only explanation I can think of that would make sense for why they would have an expedition thing where the main objective is to kill the paintress. They have no protocol to retreat. They've never once set up a forward operating base or a military base or anything like that. They've never put... I mean, saying that, there was that castle, which seemed kind of built like, you know, had Lumieran architecture, like design on it, so maybe they have in the past. But once again, we haven't had any, not a single shred of lore that's even implied that one bit. It's just through, what's it called? Like, world storytelling level. What's the proper word for it? Once again, it's late, my brain. But, you know, storytelling through the level design and whatnot. But, like, that's the only thing so far that would imply. And I mean, the fact that they've got like cannons and trebuchets, it would make more sense that if that like castle place that in the battlefield that we just found, that actually was basically a military base, and the fact that there's like trenches and things, and the fact that there's like so many bodies there as well, it would make sense that that was a forward operating base or some sort of military base or something like that, and that the paintress created those armoured Nevron guys and sent them there to destroy that base. That would make sense. But then we did get a journal where that lady was saying like, oh yeah, I've killed, well, my friends killed 7 armoured Nevrons, so I need to kill 8 or something. Like, that makes it sound like they were there. Like, that doesn't sound like they're in a base or they're getting raided, you know what I mean? It doesn't really give that vibe. So yeah, I don't know, it's not really, the whole like world lore isn't exactly making sense to me. I mean, saying that, you know, maybe it shouldn't make sense. It's a lot of weird things going on, but still, I feel like regardless of how bizarre and strange the world is, there should be some sort of internal logic within the world, right? And, you know, there should be some sort of explanation within the world. It doesn't have to make sense in terms of like real life, in terms of like realism, but there should be some sort of internal logic, internal consistency within the story, within the world that they've created, you know, or else nothing means anything. Nothing is as meaningful as like a child's, you know, when a child playing with like fucking action figures or something like that. It's like, it's meaningless to everyone else other than to the person making it, you know. So, I don't know, once again, maybe we'll get these questions answered, or maybe I'm overthinking everything, and I don't know, I'm the dumb one here, or maybe the concept of this world is they've gone a bit too big and they've kind of left some I don't know if you'd call them plot holes, but they, you know, some illogical like fallacies within the world design, within the writing and stuff. Yeah, Like, I do find that quite bizarre. Well, saying that, if there's this old man, once again, it would kind of make sense that. But still, like, it seems like a lot of these expeditions have actually lived for quite a while. I mean, that journal where there was that expedition that was like, oh, we made a life for ourselves. You know, and now the next year's happened and the Gamage is happening. And, oh, at least I get to die with, you know, with this person. So they managed to survive an entire year and, like, make a little life for themselves within this continent. You know? So, it's not as if people have just... It just doesn't make sense. I mean, it just seems like a lot of the people they've sent on these expeditions are, like woefully underqualified, and, like, I don't even understand why half of these people are on the expeditions, you know what I mean? Like, what value are they adding to the expeditions when, you know, all of their people die and they're just like, well, I guess I'll just, make a little farm here and, live out the rest of my life, and the rest of my life being 1 year, rather than being like, oh, I need to get back to the continent and give everyone this information and, like, prepare the next. It just doesn't make sense. It's in her being like, oh, how do I get this information to the next expedition? Bruh, you have a guy that can fucking float across water, dude. Like, I do not understand why you can't just give the information to this guy, sit around here for a couple days, and then just beg this guy to, I mean, once again, if the explanation is he wouldn't do this because he's lazy, you know what I call that? Lazy storytelling, lazy writing. Like, really? He's not lazy enough to give us a boat ride everywhere and be our, like, chauffeur. You know what I mean? It's just... Why has nobody had any idea to be like, maybe we should send all of this information back to Lumiere? So rather than being woefully underprepared when they arrive at the continent, and then when they're at the continent, then they get the information that they need, and by that time probably half of their people have already been massacred anyway. Why not give them the information before they leave Lumiere so they can know what they're up against and prepare for said things, you know? Not that it seems like you could really prepare to be up against the old man, but you know what I mean? I just don't get it. And also, like, it's crazy how chill everyone is. Because this is also another thing that kind of bugs me with, like, these types of stories that are trying to be all like, oh, the human emotions, and oh, it's sad and I've got to deal with this stuff and blah blah blah. When the world you live in is, like, so vastly different to what any human being has ever experienced within reality, like within our reality. Like, these people would not act like we would act, you know what I mean? Their entire existence has been watching people be vaporized every year since they were born. You know what I mean? Like, because what, if we're 30, that means, and this has been going on for 60 plus years, since we were born, this has been the world we've been living in. You know, I mean, this is reality. So people are, like, very, very, very different when their reality is different. You know, you're just not like that. Like, watching people being gamashed is a normal occurrence. You know what I mean? So, I mean, yeah, obviously, like, your parents dying from the gamash is going to be still just as like sad or whatever, but like it's also very different because it's not like, you know, in our reality when your parents die, it's like you don't have a timer. You don't have like, this is when they're gonna die. You know what I mean? Like every single person in this world has a literal timer of like when exactly they're gonna die. Like exactly how long they've got to live. Which we don't have in reality, you know? Like, you could die tomorrow, you could die in 100 years. There's no real way to tell, you know? Unless you've got like a terminal illness or something like that, obviously. But like, if you're a regular, healthy human, there's no way of telling how long you're gonna live, especially with how technology is nowadays and everything. But in this reality, you have a set length of life, and you know exactly when you're gonna die. You know exactly when everyone else around you is gonna die. You know when your friends are gonna die. You know when your family's gonna die. You know what I mean? Like, and this is the annoying thing is like, then we because the writers and everything then like try and view that from our perspective, which doesn't make sense, because from the character's perspective, that this is a normal thing. That's just reality. That is just reality. You know what I mean? So it just, like, death should not be as, I don't know, as like hard hitting as it is for us in reality, because especially if you live in a first world country, you probably very, very, very rarely ever encounter death. Like, if ever. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, you probably very rarely ever, like, watch someone die, and if you do watch someone die, it's probably some, like, loved one in a hospital, and you happen to be there as they take their final breath type of thing. Obviously, there are the rare instances where you're in like an accident and you like, you know, you're like a pedestrian, watch a car crash and watch somebody like fly out of the windshield and the head explode on the pavement or something, which is obviously extremely traumatic from you know, being in this reality, and you very rarely see people die. But in Lumiere, in Clair Obscur, every single year you watch hundreds of people disintegrate to the point where it's become like a traditional cultural thing. You know, they've even got a name for it, and they give out the flowers and make those garlands and everything. Like, you know, there's a whole thing for it. So I would think these people would be a lot more used to death, used to people dying, especially the fact that, you know, like, you know, okay, in 2 months I'm gonna die. Okay, in a month I'm gonna die. Okay, in a week I'm gonna die. Okay, tomorrow I'm dead. You know? So I just, you know, sure, they're still humans, but, you know, it's like comparing like somebody who lives in a tribe that hasn't had any contact. I forgot what's the proper word for that. But you know what I mean. Like a proper tribe that has had like almost zero contact from the outside world, to like comparing someone from that tribe to someone who lives in a first world country. Like, it's literally so unbelievably different. Like, we might as well be a different fucking species, you know what I mean? Like, the way you think, the way you act, the way, everything. Literally everything. You know? So that's also why these types of games kind of annoy me, because they just act like just some first world normie person, you know what I mean? When it's like, in reality, or in their reality, they should be like considerably different. You know, their culture's totally different. The way they view things should be totally different. Like, yeah, I don't know. Once again, maybe I'm overthinking this like crazy, but hopefully you kind of see what I mean. Like, if you live in a world where this thing exists, like, your entire perception of reality would be totally different from ours. You know, if you live in a reality where you look out and this is the view you have, your perception of reality, your idea of reality, the way you act, the way you talk, the way you are would be totally different to the way we are. You know? It'd just be, like, not to mention that, you know, they don't have fucking phones, they don't have social media, they don't have any of this stuff, you know what I mean? Like, they would be so totally different to us. You know, and like, it would be even further from, there would be even different, even more different, there'd be even more difference between these people and, like us, fucking hell, my brain's melting. Like, there would be a bigger difference between these guys and us than there would be between us and an uncontacted tribe, you know? So, I just want to get that out there, because it's one thing that kind of annoys me about stories that are set in, like, totally different, bizarre circumstances or worlds or whatever, but then the characters in said bizarre world act like normal people. Like, I find this a lot in, like, anime and stuff. Like, you know, the world could be so totally alien to anything we would know today, but then the characters in it are like, just act like you and me. They just act like anybody else. It's just like, and I understand why it's like that. It's because it would be extraordinarily hard to properly write characters that don't exist in reality. It's basically impossible, because, I mean, everything comes from reality, you know? So trying to write something that's the furthest thing from reality is definitely a challenge, if not basically impossible. So, you know, it's like people's idea of, like, what an alien would be, and it's just like, it's basically a person, but they're a bit weird. You know what I mean? It's like, anyway, that was my little rant about, being in a super fucking weird world and just acting, yeah, like you're just, like her being sad about Gustav dying, like, I was about to be very offensive, but, like, do you not realise he's gonna be fucking dead in a year? He's gonna die in a year no matter what. You know what I mean? So, like, yes, it is sad that he died now. Especially when he would have been very useful to carry on the this expedition. But regardless, he would have been dead within a year. You know? And, like, Mael would have had to live another half a dozen years, 7, 8, 9 years, whatever. You know, 9 years more without Gustav around. She would have had to mourn his gamage anyway, you know what I mean? So that's like another reason why it's like, I just don't think her reaction would be that, because her reaction is very like what perhaps a girl of this age who lives in our reality might, their reaction might be, you know? But she doesn't live in our reality, she lives in a reality where there's weird fucking monsters, and there are anti-gravity things, and the whole world has been fractured, and there's a giant god entity that paints a number on a wall, which then murders everyone who's that age. You know what I mean? Like, And it's very hard to like put yourself in the position of somebody that is their reality, that is their existence, when you need to be like, God, that would be a lot, but it wouldn't, because that's just what you've grown up with. That's just that's reality. You know, it's like how kids who grow up with like games and stuff like that, it's like it comes like it's totally intuitive to like play a game, right? But then you give somebody that, you know, is 40, 50 and has never played a game in their life, and it's like they ain't ever gonna be as good as someone who's played games since they were, you know, since they were very young, because it's just like that's just, you know what I mean? There's no like, do you know what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes any sense. Hopefully you kind of get what I mean. Yeah, like your brain just works different when you grow up with stuff, when you're born with stuff, when that's just your reality. Yeah, I mean, you think very differently. Like, even within our reality, like, you can find examples of that, of people's, it's just, like, if you live in a third world country where people around you are dying all the time, like, your mindset and how you think and everything is going to be vastly, vastly different to some first world normie that goes to Starbucks every day to get their $10 fucking mochaccino or whatever, you know, with a sprinkle of fucking pumpkin spice or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's just different worlds. Anyway, I'm once again, it's late, so as always, when it's late, I just start rambling endlessly. I wanted to get off my chest though, because yeah, that does annoy me. But anyway, because yeah, I just feel like people would act so differently if they lived in a place like this. Not if they just lived in a place like this, if they were born into, raised, and this was their reality. Like, anyway, I'm gonna stop just repeating myself. Hopefully you kind of get what I mean there, you know. Leave a comment if you understand what I'm saying, or if I'm just speaking absolute gobbledygook. I'd be interested to hear your guys' perspective on all that. If you get what I'm saying, or if you have no idea what I'm saying, please, you know, let me know, because this is something I've thought about for a while. The many different things like this. But anyway, what's our objective? So yeah, back to the game. Back to the game. Next objective, recruit Monaco, which is Versa's best friend at his station in the mountains. And apparently he's going to help somehow. Alright, let's go to sleep and see if there's a cutscene or where we end up. Sorry about that long rant, I just oh, there we go.
Thanks. It really was a beautiful place.
Glad you liked it. I've buried friends there too. You were right about condolences. We offered them because we don't know what else to say, but there's no comfort there.
No.
All we can do is carry them with us.
I guess. Sorry. It's just wet.
Drowning in our own sadness.
That was kind of weird.
Why did you join the expedition? I mean, with the Gamage, I understand the rest of the team's decision, but you're half their age.
Out here seemed better than in there at the time.
It's natural. Wanting to escape a life you don't want.
Escape. Yeah. That's what I wanted. But Gustav and the others, they really want to change things.
Well, changing your life also counts. Can't always shoulder the world's problems, you know? It'll drain you fast.
Gustav would probably say, if more of us cared, then it would lighten the load for everyone.
He sounds like a good guy.
Wait. I kept Gustav's, so you can have mine. You'll need one if you want to be an official member of our merry crew.
I gotta say, I didn't take you for an official kind of person.
Welcome to the disaster expedition.
Thank you.
Probably had many, oh, there you go. He's probably had many, expedition numbers on that arm of his. Yeah, like that, like, just the whole talk was like, was very, like modern perspective, very like now perspective, which doesn't really make sense because this isn't even remotely connected to our reality, you know what I mean? It's kind of what I'm talking about. And like him talking about death and everything, like surely they would have a I don't know, like their thoughts on death and everything.
Minoko Station?
With SGA? Oh, should be quick.
Another trebuchet, another cannon. But yeah, like, it just, oh, it's a giant balloon boy over there. Giant balloon boy. But yeah, like, you'd think if you lived in a reality where literally as soon as you were born, a group of people died. A large group of people died. And then when you were 1 year old, a group of people died. And when you're 2 years old, a group of people died. And when you're 3 years old, a group of people died. And when you're 4 years old, a group of people died. You know what I mean? So on and so forth. Like, a large group of people dying is a part of your everyday culture. And it's like a whole cultural, what's the word? Like event, you know? Like it's a big deal. So I don't really understand why they wouldn't have a like an already established or like an already thought out what's the proper word, like idea or like philosophy on death. That's probably a better word. Yeah, like why wouldn't you already have a quite a solid philosophy on death and why they're alive and all that, like this existential stuff, like especially as in 30 years the human race will be extinct. You know, like that. This is also another thing, another big thing about this, is that surely as the last group of humans on this world, you have 30 years to do something about this problem, or else everyone is extinct. You know? And not only that, once it counts down to 20, 19, etc., when it counts down to 10, 9, 8, it's just going to be kids. It's just going to be kids left. And that's it. You know what I mean? And then, before you know it, it'll literally just be a bunch of toddlers. Although, no, it won't be, because there'll be people that need to have kids, so... How that, yeah. When would the cut-off point be? I guess if 18-year-olds... So... I mean, I guess... the last group of people to die would be like 17, 16, something like that. Depends how young they're gonna have kids, I guess. But okay, it wouldn't be like, yeah, you wouldn't have children. You'd have like teenagers as the last lot, right? Because you'd need people to have the babies, and then and at a certain point, obviously, if there's only kids, they can't have kids. So you wouldn't have like toddlers when it's 1 year left. So you have 30 years to fix this problem. Like, all of humanity has 30 years to fix this problem. So I don't understand, like, the whole Gustav thing saying, like, oh, if people cared. Like, what do you mean, dude? How are there people in this world that don't care? Like, I kind of, not really. Yeah. I kind of understand maybe if, like, you're close to your Gamache, and you're just like, fuck it. Like the guy back at Lumiere who's just like getting drunk, and like didn't care or whatever. Like, I can see people like that, I guess. But like, I just don't understand how people couldn't take this like super seriously. Like this is a threat to humanity. You know, like, you know what brings people together more than anything? A common enemy. And this is like the biggest common enemy you could ever ask for. Like, this would bring people together so hard, dude. And having like a clear objective, like a clear goal, like this. I don't understand how Lumiere and these group of people have failed at this so fucking spectacularly. How every single expedition before us has been so utterly shit and incompetent and useless. I don't understand. I do not understand. Like, every journal entry we've got, half of them, more than half of them, most of them are utterly pointless, and they're just like, it's like I'm reading someone's like diary. You know, I'm reading like a 14-year-old's diary, and it's like, I went to school and I saw this hot guy and I like him, and then we did maths and I don't like maths. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's just nothing. It's just nothing. It's just how somebody's fucking days went or something, how their small snippet of existence, but nothing to do with the expedition or what's going on or any actual advice to help anything. Like, oh god. Once again, I'm like overanalyzing it and everything. Like, the game's still great, don't get me wrong, but like I do like trying to really think about every aspect of it, because I mean, to me, I feel like that's how you can tell if it's a truly good story. And it's an okay story. You know, I see what they're trying to do. The world's interesting, but not fully thought out. The characters are fairly generic, to be honest. You know, generic characters living in a crazy magical world that don't really seem to be acting accordingly to the world they're living in. But yeah, like, I'm sorry, I want to try and get all my thoughts out before I get to bed and I forget all about this. I'm gonna go back to camp and save what we've got. Oh yeah, Snowy Mountains. We've got quite a lot to explore, seems like. I mean, I'll come with a map. Yeah, okay. Like a whole other big island. Okay, let's go back to camp. So yeah, I've got some problems with the story. As a game, I think it's a really, really good game. I'm thoroughly enjoying the game. And you know, there's enough. Thing is, like Last of Us, like The Last of Us was like a very narrative, story-driven game. While this is like, there is story and there is narrative to the game, but there's a lot of like gameplay mechanics. You know, like most of the game is like doing interesting gameplay mechanics, having like mini games, like mushing a bunch of different ideas from different games and everything. So like on that front, I think it's very good. It's a very good game. Let's. But yeah, just you know, like this pot, or this pan, sorry, and that pot. Like, is somebody bringing that on a backpack? Like, obviously I'm not expecting them to like put a backpack on one of us and like be like carrying around supplies or whatever, but Like, in terms of the whole, like I was saying, having a forward operating base and having people bring in supplies and stuff like that in the supply chain, like, little things like a kettle, like a pan, like, you need a supply chain in order to maintain this stuff, unless somebody around here is, like, carrying these things, which I assume, yeah, we basically are, essentially, but I don't know. I feel like that's the biggest thing, and hopefully, I really hope there is actually an answer to why there hasn't been a base of operations, a military base, an FOB, a FOB, set up. Why people haven't come, like, intelligence gathering. Why people haven't, like I don't understand why you would send an expedition. Nothing happens, they assumedly all die, and then you're just like, yeah, okay, let's just send another expedition. Oh, they all died. Okay, let's send another expedition. Oh, they all died. Oh, let's send another expedition. Oh, they all died. So on and so forth for the next 60 years. And why at no point somebody was like, oh, that expedition died, maybe we should send an expedition team to recover all the intelligence that the previous expedition teams have gathered, or at the very least find out what happened to them roughly, and prioritize getting back alive in order to retrieve said information, you know? Like, that be the objective, rather than the objective try and be dangerous and all that. Like, it just seems so bizarre that nobody's thought, we should send, like, a recon team and just, like, scout out the area. And, like, here's an idea. Why doesn't somebody draw a map of the area and have, like, locations and whatnot, like the Gestural Village? Like, I mean, like, that would be so useful, wouldn't it? Like, knowing that there's a Gestural Village at this place, and, like, that could be a form of FOB, you know? Where a place you can kind of rest and recuperate, a place that is safe from Nevrons. Like, that's the biggest thing. Like, that is a safe haven from Nevrons. And, like, sure, Gestrals are, like, violent and want to fight, and we found a journal where it seemed like a Gestral, like, gave some guy a concussion and killed him. But, like, that's also the thing, is that why wouldn't you have a thing where it's like, hey, by the way, Gestrals want to fight all the time, and they're friendly, but they will fight you in a friendly way, you know? And you need to make sure that you're prepared to fight. Because if you're not prepared to fight, they will most likely nearly kill you, you know? And, like, that seems like such an important detail to give to people. Both on the side of they're dangerous, so you need to be prepared, but also on the side of they attack Nevrons, and it's a safe haven from Nevrons, and you can rest and recuperate at the place. And there's also Golgra or whatever, who, like, seems like a good asset or somebody to talk to, you know, like, you make deals with or whatever. Like, I mean, Eske, like, knowing that Eske exists and being like, you need to find this guy's like an asset, and he's friendly to humans, and he not only is he friendly to humans, but a lot of the time he'll help humans, etc, etc. Like, it's crazy that nobody's thought, I should go back to Lumiere and give them a report about everything I found. I mean, this guy, why isn't this guy went back? Because he likes being immortal? Like, why haven't you went back to Lumiere? Like, it's all great and dandy that you've helped all the other expeditions that have come here that have apparently all failed, and you've watched all of them die. Why haven't once you thought, maybe when the next expedition comes around, I should find them as they land. So, hey guys, I'm actually from Expedition 0, and I would like to hop on your boat, go back to Lumiere, and tell you everything that's happened. And then I'll give you a debrief, you know, maybe it'll take a week or a month or so. And then after you've been debriefed, we can go back to the continent and we can proceed with the expedition, you know? Why has he never considered that ever, instead of being like, oh, but I've watched so many people die, and I've had to bury so many people, and yeah, maybe if you actually used your fucking brain for once in your life, you'd actually think of a way to help people, rather than just, I'm gonna quote unquote help people by walking them essentially to their death, I guess. Anyway, I think that's my ranting done. But, do you see what I mean? Do you see what I mean? There's like so many little things where it's like, why? Why isn't this... Why hasn't this happened? And to be honest, I'm going to be very surprised if we get any answers for any of the questions I've just raised. But alas, that's this type of thing, because they're going to focus more on like the interpersonal, emotional, blah blah blah, you know, of it all, rather than like the overarching world logic of like why are the expeditions the way they are, why hasn't anybody changed it in any sort of way, why, etc etc. Anyway, that's my point. If you do know more lore, or the reasons behind any of the things I just said, please do let me know. I would be very, very fascinated if there is an actual reason, actual in-game lore that explains stuff, or I don't know, maybe there's a fucking Q&A with the writers or some shit, I don't know. But if you got any info, let me know. Let me know. Anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling. We're gonna go and find Monaco, the next one. Although, like I said in the previous episode, if you didn't immediately skip it, well, hopefully you skipped it because I explained. But next episode, I'm gonna explore the island before we go to the actual place we need to. Let me just check that. Because yeah, I assume the place we need to go to is an actual thingaboob. So I'm going to explore this. Yeah, so before I go to Monaco Station, I'm going to explore all of this. See what's going on here. So that'll be next episode. So if you're not bothered about the extra side quest stuff, the extra content, the exploring and whatnot, then you can skip next episode. And then the episode after that, we will be going to Monaco Station. So, see you for some exploring, but if not, see you at Monaco Station when you see this gestural guy. Is he going to be unique, I wonder? Or is he just going to be another gestural? It is versus best friend. So that's curious. That is very curious indeed. So yes, next episode is exploring. So, anyway. Thanks for watching. Hopefully my rambling rants weren't too annoying. Hopefully you kind of understood the point I was trying to make. And like I was saying, if you know anything, or if you did find it confusing, leave a comment. If you want to add anything to what I said, leave a comment. As always, if you enjoyed, leave a like. And if you made it to the end, why not subscribe? And thanks for watching. Alright, have a good night everyone, or a good morning, wherever you are. Take care of yourself. Bye. Take care. Bye. Bye.